and you're starting over again, may have already had a bachelor's degree, may have some formal education, but still nothing specifically in that technical side or the not so technical side. Where would they start?
I would honestly start with networking.
Okay.
You know, I just posted my first job recommendation to a public board this week.
Okay.
And I've been hiring at PlexTrack for 2.5 years.
Wow.
Because you want to go with people you know, right?
Okay.
And even if you don't know them that well, if you've worked with them, even through some of those hobbyist organizations or things like that, or meetings, and you've gotten to know people, there's some great forums even on places like LinkedIn, right? Where you can actually network with people and let them know that you're looking, you know, and kind of, okay, you know, I want to go say work for Count, right? Well, what kind of space are they in? You know, what are the things that are likely to be useful skill sets to them, and then maybe focus, you know, my self-help and self-learning and teaching there. So absolutely, you know, in addition to the studying and getting yourself some hands-on experience, even if it's in your own lab environment, just getting out and networking with people. The information security space does a lot of conventions. We call them cons, right? You've probably heard of DEF CON down in Vegas, Black Hat, ShmooCon, DerbyCon.
I haven't heard of any of these.
But even, you know, here in Boise, unfortunately this year because of the pandemic, we had to cancel for the second year in a row, but we have the Boise B-Sides, right? And that happens every fall. And when you go to those events, they have what are called villages, right? And you have volunteers that are there, and they're like, hey, I know how to do this cool thing, and I'm setting up a bunch of workstations, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. Okay. Right? And you go and you participate in those things, and you learn how to do something, and you then develop those relationships. Oh yeah, great, thanks for teaching me that. Where do you work? Oh, I work over at company A. Oh, great, you know, who are you guys looking to hire these days, and what sort of skill sets, you know, and you've demonstrated a desire to learn. You've come there, you've taken part in something that they are offering to the community because they're trying to grow the next generation. That's what really all these cons are about. They're a great opportunity to get together and drink with your friends too, all right?
Who doesn't love that?
But ultimately, so, you know, the flagship information security conference for people on the technical side on the planet is DEF CON.
Okay.
It's the oldest one. I think next year will be the 28th year. I might got that off by 1 or 2 digits. But if you go to DEF CON, sure, there's talks, right? But the highlight of DEF CON is the hands-on villages.
Okay.
So you want to learn how to sniff traffic coming over, you know, over a network and analyze what you're getting and try to harvest people's usernames and passwords out of that. There's a whole floor in Bally's Hotel that is dedicated to teaching you how to do that. And there's people who are experts in it. And they're there for 3 days, you know, so you really have an opportunity to develop relationships with them and network. And then no matter what it is you're interested in, they actually have a great one there. It's called Social Engineering Village. Super fun. They will have like 3,000 people in the audience and this soundproof phone booth on stage. And it's a competition, right? You can enter and you go through playoffs and you get onto the stage if you've made it that far. And what you're trying to do is call people and get them to give you their sensitive information.
Oh.
You know, try to get them to,
That's not nice.
Yeah, like, hey, you know, I'm Shawn with the IT department at whatever company you work for, and we just deployed some new software, but we're getting some anomalous things from our sensors, and we need you to check a couple settings for us, you know, and you start talking with them, building trust and rapport and things like that. People actually get paid to do that, by the way. That is another area of information security that I would fall into the non-technical side.
Yeah. People calling grandma, getting her social.
Absolutely, you know, and so yes, so absolutely networking is by far the most important aspect. You know, yes, you've got to have the technical or even non-technical skills, but you've got to have the skills. You have to demonstrate a willingness to learn on your own. If you're interested in the application security side, set up a GitHub account. If you don't know what that is, it's a place where you can GitHub, G-I-T-H-U-B.
GitHub.
Right. It's a place where you can share your code publicly.
Okay.
And if you're applying for a job, people are going to expect to see on your resume your GitHub site.
Okay.
Where are you publicly demonstrating what you've done, even if it's not for a job? So, if you go through like Boise CodeWorks or any of the other code academies, part of their syllabus, they make you set up a GitHub site and publish the work that you do as you go through these, so that when you graduate, that you've got a portfolio of work to show.